Okay, Louie. So we've talked about He's going to
put that in.
Right, so this is the world famous hot pepper jelly Louie. I've had, this will be my third one, maybe fourth, and it's just absolutely magic. So just talk us through. Well, first of all, can you tell me about the history of the board, because it's kind of developed over time. My first one was slightly different to that. So talk about how the board started and then how it's developed.
So this board, it is a beauty. It's one of my old favourite models. It basically came, I was shaping a longboard, I wasn't happy with it. Longboard traditional, quite a traditional board, is roll bottom into a V. I had the blank for about 2 years. I basically shaped this traditional longboard, put a tail block and a nose block on it, moved it from one room to the other, and then it fell out the rack. So it was pretty battered up here and stuff. So I hand shaped out that longboard blank the first ever hot pepper jelly. Gotta say, it came originally, the idea originally came from JS Pier Pony. I liked what they were doing. I liked the fact that there was a video online of a fat bloke surfing this short, fat, wide thing, and I just thought, oh, I want to have some of that. So I made it. The first one, there's been a few variations. There's been a diamond tail one, and there's been a wider nose one. There's been a thicker one. So I'm 16.5 stone. I used to surf a 5'8". I think I'd be more comfy on a 5'10" now. But this model is, I'm going to say, if you like waves up to 4 foot, get a bit scared after a bit 4 foot, or get a bit nervous, or have another board that you're comfy on. If you just want a board for UK waves, even travel waves, you just want to go out, have fun, do a few turns, a few wiggles, a few off the middles, then you're going to not go wrong with hot pepper jelly. Traditionally, small wave Grovel boards, they have single to double concave. This is quite untraditional in the way that it comes down, it's in the roll bottom. I stayed with that broken longboard thing. I've tried various different bottoms on them, and I've always come back to this. The only thing that's really changed about hot pepper jelly in 6 or 7 years now, I think it's been going, is the width of the nose. So the original hot pepper jelly used to have a hell of a wide nose, not pointy. A lot of people loved it, and then I'd find that they were ordering their next board to be a bit more pointy nose. So I just brought out Series 2 hot pepper jelly, that's what I called it. And this is kind of still the same outline. Still sawn off tail, so that's shaped, sawn off. So you've got two nice super sharp points here, super sharp rail all the way along, flat entry rocker. So we've got 4 1/4 and 2 out of the tail, very fishy kind of rocker. But we've got all that extra volume under your chest. You've got the extra width. Just a really fun, sort of a fun groveler. But with this bottom being the main difference really, we've got that roll bottom, and it's always sold as a quad. So this, how I've designed this, I've changed it originally from that original longboard, but I've designed it now. So when the water's coming along here and you're going down the line, it's easy to turn because you've already got half the roll doing the turn for you. But it directs the water through the fins. Now my fin setup on these has changed over time, and it's always gone back to my original fin setup that I think it's 10.5 by 4.5. So they're basically what I'm trying to do here is I've got a twin fin, and imagine it cut down the middle and just slightly spaced out. So that's basically what I've tried to do, and it's really worked successful. I don't think anyone I've ever made a hot pepper jelly for has ever complained the board is not super fast. Bigger guys, they just love it because they paddle in easy. It's a flat entry rocker. But once again, like most of my boards now, it has this concave in the stringer on the deck, and what that does, it forces the tail, like somebody's bending the tail up like that, and that basically gives you super nice drivey bottom turn, and then when you're at the top, it becomes really loose and fun. So just a really good board, a really good board. And I don't say that about every board, but a really good board for UK crappy 2 to 5 foot onshore shitty conditions. When some of those conditions you wouldn't even bother going out, get your hot pepper jelly, get a tail pad on it, get it in the right place, and you'll never look back. So glassing wise, I like to glass them light but strong. There's obviously a compromise with that. So single 4-ounce bottom. You don't want a groveler that's resin tinted and glossed and polished, and you want that board lively and light. Especially being a bigger guy, you want it to go down the line quick, and you want it straight away to start off. And that's what our roll bottom and this rail does. There's nothing to catch. There's no tracking. There's nothing. It's just the water's going in the right direction from as soon as you take off. Ride this about 4 to 5 inches shorter than your standard shortboard, and it will light up your life. So don't be fooled into going more volume for a groveler. Yes, it helps, but don't overkill it, because you do want the board to still perform in the crappy waves. You want it to be responsive, and I always try not to go over 22 wide. Once I do that, it starts being a bit tracky. Like everything does. Just 22. Like I see 6.0s or 6.2s, 22s, and I just find them really slow and sluggish. So yeah, super sharp rail all the way around. Loads of E in the tail. Can't really say much about
We
it.
talked about the length. I say the same thing. I've said the same thing about grovel boards a lot. We kind of touched on this at some point earlier. You're talking about keeping your grovel board short, and you can sacrifice a tiny bit of volume to keep them short so they fit in the pocket.
Yeah. You definitely, you nailed that. But you definitely want, let me just, for instance, so if you've got a small wave like that, and it's 3 to 4 foot, and you've got a longboard, say, just the other end of the scale, that doesn't fit in the curve of the wave. And what these little tiny boards are designed to do, they are designed to fit in the pocket so you can turn up and tighter, but still generate that speed along the line. And that's what they're all designed to do. So that's another reason they don't go over 6 foot. I made a 6'8" for a guy who was Sean, who was 20 odd stone. He never surfed it, because he just got on his 8 foot mini mount. But he's not that sort of surfer. These boards really suit guys, average surfers that can go down the line, do a couple of wiggles, buy a hot pepper jelly, because you're just literally, it will light your world on fire. Stay away from the shortboards if you're at that sort of average surfer. Just get on something like this, nail it, and then this will help your surfing in the long run when you get on a shortboard, because it will iron out any of those horrible things that shortboarders do, like trying to find speed on the bottom of the wave and stuff like that. So these are built for speed, 100%. Just everything's added into this board for speed. On a good clean 4 or 5 foot day, you're going to have to do a lot of cutbacks. You're going to have to get your timing right, because they will be driving down the line. If you've got a wave that's very pockety and you're not used to surfing pockety waves, then this is going to be like, you're going to be cut back on a lot, because it's just instant speed from the takeoff. This low entry rocker, it's low under your chest. I hate boards when they've got no wax. So like, it's low under your chest, but all the rocker is like in the tail. So when you're stood on it, this nose is out of the water like that anyway. So you haven't got to have loads of flick in the nose. You just have that down the line speed straight from the get-go. And once you've got speed, if you've ever done skateboarding or anything like that, ice hockey is like my background, once you've got speed, you can pretty much do anything. So Yeah, it's really good fun board for UK beach breaks. Yeah, just can't say anything more about
So
it.
I've ridden a lot of Grovel boards. I had one of your boards, one of these years ago. Then I started experimenting with other Grovel boards. And then I got back on one of these, and I realised this was the board. That was the comparison. That's what I was comparing,
It's
and
the
nothing,
spirit stuff.
nothing else, right? So I was never satisfied with the Grovel boards I was trying, and I got back on this, and I was like, well, that's because I've surfed one of these. I realised that I was downwardly comparing every board to that, and you've kind of touched on some of the characteristics. What
Yeah.
makes this different to the
Right.
other Grovel boards that I'm riding? Why does this
Good
work
question.
so well? In
I'll tell you exactly why, because I know exactly why. A lot of these Grovel boards are from the bigger brands, because we all like the most fashionable thing, you know, like I drive Mercedes vans because they look cool, or V-dubs and stuff like that. And surfboards are the same. People want to be riding and looking good when they're doing it. So they're riding the JS's, they're riding the Almerics, the Losts, and don't get me wrong, they've all got their place. But these boards, them boards, are not designed for the UK surf. We have not got a continental shelf like Hawaii. You know, we have got sluggish, slow breaking waves. The most different thing about this is the bottom. It's a roll bottom into a V. Super simple. The rocker has been tweaked over 5 or 6 years, and that's the rocker I stick with. If a guy says he wants more flip in the nose or more kick in the tail, I just say no. I've really worked on this model. I surfed it for 4 years solid. Yeah, it's just a super fun board.
So you described to me once, so you kind of mentioned the bottom shape and stuff, and I remember I was on the phone to you when I ordered this one possibly, and you were talking about
Is that the one that you cancelled? That
was the one I cancelled, yeah. Beep, cut that out. I think it was that one actually.
Leave that in there.
But you were describing how the bottom actually works and how it basically acts like almost like a jet, doesn't it? Where it's just pushing the water out towards the fin.
Yeah. So the entry rocker. If you've got any background with boats, or you've got to just don't overcomplicate surfboards. They're 5'11" of a piece of foam basically, and what you're trying to do is go as fast as you can. That's what most people want. So the water flow is coming down here, and I've rolled this. I've had roll bottom start here. I've had them roll further back here, and I've settled on this one, all right, because it rolls. What I'm trying to do is get that water to come just before the front fin, and then just squirt out the tail to give you that down the line speed. And that's why the fin positions are in this place. That's why everything fits together. I mean, if you're a shortboarder, you're going to hate the look of this, but I guarantee you, I bet money on it. If you surfed it, it will change what you think. You know, Ian's a perfect example of a shortboarder, like through and through, being now on the new model, the Razzmatazz, which is similar sort of idea behind it, and just performing on a board and that you can't seem to put down. So we live close to each other, and every time he walks out the door, like out the window, fog on, there's a Razzmatazz. But it's just like it lightens up your life, you know. Like, why not? Like, you can still do good turns on a board that looks like this, you know. You can still do good turns on it. You can still look the part, because that's where most of us are, you know. But just I mean, the biggest difference is having that roll bottom and that funneling in through those fins, and that sharp edge just creates speed, just creates squirt at your turns and everything, really. It's just a super fun board. I don't want to make myself another one now. What I'm saying is, I go back to my surfing because I spent with customers as well. I spent a good 3 or 4 years developing this model and fine tuning it. Every single time I've had to change it for somebody, a guy's come along and said, "Yeah, it's not like the one I rode," you know. So stick with it, stick to your dims, The 6.0 is quite a chunky beast. I'd say only set up 6.0 if you're 18 stone and above. I'd say the 510 is the most versatile model size, sorry, and then the 5.8 tends to be towards the shorter kind of stockier guy, and then the 5.6 is kind of starts getting into the young whippersnappers again and stuff like that. Plus with a 5.6 you don't have that rail line, that natural drive, so it would need slightly steeper waves to get the thing going. But yeah, from the 5.8 to the 6.0 range, they're just a really good fun sort of shape really. Don't change the dimensions, leave it up to the shaper.
Thanks for watching. Cre8tion surfboards are available at bigguyboards.com. We've always got deals on and discounts and stuff, so it's well worth heading over and checking us out.